The Ink and Paint Club podcast is intended for mature audiences only, so don't tell your parents! Listener discretion is advised.
You're listening to the Ink and Paint Club podcast, your weekly home for animation reviews and discussions.
Alrighty, everybody. Welcome to the Ink and Paint Club podcast for this week. As always, I'm your host, JD, and joining me this week is a new face. So everybody welcome Richie to the show.
Yeah, hey, what's up? It's me. I'm the Richie that smiles.
Yeah. Richie...
You might call me Smiley Richie, actually.
There you go.
Which is actually my username.
Yeah, so everybody go follow him. Richie's a cool dude. So this week, I know we're about a week and a half behind on this anyway, but what the fuck. We're going to be talking about Teen Titans Go to the Movies, a movie I had feelings about going into it, but we'll get into that in a second. So I don't know how much I've said this on the show before, but I personally do not much care for Teen Titans Go the show. Richie, what are your feelings on it?
I like it, actually. I haven't watched it like that much in like recent months or so, but from what I've seen, I still like it.
Okay. Yeah, I know a lot of people are kind of like divisive on whether or not they I know a lot of people, they either hate it or they love it. I think the art style is really cute, but from the episodes I've watched, and my wife really likes it, it's just not my brand of humor. It's a lot of just like silly screaming humor, and that's just not something my old man brain can really keep up with anymore. So.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I understand. See, I'm 21. So I can still stomach that kind of stuff. I don't know if that'll change as I grow older, but I can at least get accustomed to that kind of thing. Right. But it does depend on what I'm watching. Mm-hmm. So
yeah. So, some shows can get away with it, some can't. I guess it just depends on who's doing it or whatnot. But I was a real big fan of the original Teen Titans show, and I was one of those. Admittedly, I was one of those kind of dickbags who didn't like Teen Titans Go originally because I felt like it was spitting on the old show. But I've made my peace with it. It is its own thing now, and I can just say that its writing style is just not for me.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. I mean, some people just think it's shitting on the old show, but what people also don't understand is that it also shits on itself and pretty much talks about how inferior it is to the original.
Yeah, and honestly, this movie version of the show is kind of keeping in that vein. It's very kind of harsh on itself and the DC universe and superhero movies as a genre, basically.
I like when stuff like that kind of takes a piss out of a certain pop culture that's really adamant in the community or the audience right now.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, Teen Titans Go to the Movies, a movie I was kind of surprised they chose to put into theaters, but I mean, it's got Warner Bros. And DC backing it, so I guess that works. Yeah, it's a theatrical version of Teen Titans Go.
Sure is.
I mean, the plot for this is kind of goofy. I mean, in their world, superhero movies are a commonplace thing. Every superhero has their own movie. Even lesser tier DC superheroes. I think I saw a poster of Detective Chimp in the background.
Yeah.
And they keep making jokes about Challengers of the Unknown.
I like that. I don't know who they are either.
I had to look them up just to make sure they were real. And they're just a really old comic book that everyone's forgotten about.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, so this is the basic plot of this movie is like the Teen Titans are like, you know, we want to be taken seriously as superheroes, so we should get our own movie. And when they're basically told, you guys, we're not going to make a movie about you because no one will take you seriously.
You fucking goofballs. No one likes you. Fuck off.
Yeah, pretty much. They got to go get an arch enemy who's the arch enemy of the Teen Titans.
Slade.
You gotta go. Slade has.
Yeah.
And you have to say his name really. You have to say his name really dramatically. And yeah, it just kind of follows from there. So Richie, what are your general thoughts? Like, how did you feel coming out of this movie?
Oh my god, I fucking love it. It's probably my favorite this year, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was smiling like an idiot the whole way through. Yeah, it's just a great like combination of like humor and just like dark humor as well. Especially in like I think maybe the 2/4 into the movie, I think, where they're just like where they like go back in time to try and undo like their superhero origins and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like they do that and then it doesn't work out, and so they redo all the the tragic stuff that happens to the superheroes. Oh my god! I think the one, if anyone has seen it, and we could probably agree that is probably the most fucked up thing they've ever done, is when they push Batman's parents into the alleyway to get killed. It's like, Jesus Christ, are you serious?
As messed up as that is, I think blowing up an entire planet and killing an entire species is a little more fucked up.
Yeah, that's understandable.
They destroy Krypton, man.
Yeah, they do.
I will say I was pleasantly surprised by this movie for an adaptation of a TV show that I don't really care for. I found myself laughing at a fair amount of this movie, just because of like the weird references they make and how much they like take a dig at the superhero movies and at DC.
Yeah, it's great.
Like, I'm glad that the writers of Teen Titans Go are cool enough with DC that they can make jokes about themselves. Like, I it was in the trailer, but I just love the line where it's like, there was a Green Lantern movie, but we don't talk about it anymore. It's like, we know we fucked up on that.
Yeah, I never saw it because I didn't care about Green Lantern. I still don't care about Green Lantern.
I saw Green Lantern in theaters, and walking out, I'm like, yeah, that was pretty bad.
Oh man,
Ryan Reynolds, bless his heart, just was not the right choice to be Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
But
hey, well, at least it has a decent life on FX or FX or whatever.
There you go.
They rerun that. They rerun that movie all the time. I'm serious.
Oh my god, they probably got it for dirt cheap. So
yeah, I can imagine.
Cost them nothing to run it. But yeah, I mean, the animation in this, it's kind of weird because it shifts styles every now and then.
Yeah, there's like mixed media in it. I like that.
Yeah, like there's like there's like kind of like stop motion cardboard stuff, and then there's a section that's ripping off the Lion King, so it's animated like it's made from Disney. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I like the superhero movie segment. That was really well animated.
Yeah, that was really well animated, and it's really weird that all of these side segments are better animated than the rest of the movie. Yeah. The main part of the movie.
Yeah, I know I've seen that style somewhere. I think it was like the same animator or like animators that made that superhero movie segment. They also did like a bumper for Cartoon Network at some point with Teen Titans Go.
Maybe
it was basically just Robin kicking or him like punching into the fan as trying to look cool and stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, any of you can probably go and find it. You'll know what I'm talking
about. I was reading somewhere. I don't remember the complete list, but I know a few different animation studios helped out with this. I know Titmouse is on there.
Yeah, that's true.
There was a couple others, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But I mean, even with the kind kind of puppety animation that carries over from the show. There are a few moments that they kind of up the animation value using that simple style. Like, I think the fight scenes are decently choreographed. Like the one with Slade in the chamber, and the one where they're fighting on the roof.
Yeah, that one was alright.
Yeah,
I like the air fight, the one where they're just like flying in the air. That was alright.
yeah. So I mean, the action is well done. I'll give it that.
Surprisingly well done.
Yes, like surprisingly well done. Yeah. I will say there are a few moments that kind of harken back to the show's normal style. The one that really got to me that was like I was just groaning and like, please just hurry up with this, is the part of the movie where they go to the set and they're all like just taking turns taking a shit in the fake toilet.
I don't know. Yeah, that's the only thing. That's the only part of the movie I didn't like, because it just drags on for so long.
It's because they just want to keep saying the word poop.
You could easily just make Cyborg just shit in the toilet and it would work. That would be a decent joke.
Yeah, I'd be fine if they would have said one of them shit in the fake toilet. That's fine. That's a kind of a funny joke. But the fact that every single one of them did it, and they had to go through every single person who did it.
It's not funny.
It's
not funny.
And as much as I did think the going back in time and messing up everybody's origins was funny, it kind of annoyed me from a story aspect that they go through that, come back, realize that they really fucked up, and then they go back and fix everything. Mm-hmm. And everything returns to normal. So it pretty much means that entire 5 to 10 minutes didn't matter at all.
Yeah, I guess. But I don't know.
I mean, it was still funny. I thought it was funny that they used the actual Back to the Future music and effects.
Take on me.
Yes, they're playing Aha. I thought it was. I did kind of get a chuckle at the fact that they have to, instead of getting up to 88 miles an hour to go to time travel, they have to be rad enough so they just start doing stunt tricks off a race and shit.
It's like fucking parkour. No, that's not parkour. That's it's just basic bike tricks and stuff.
Yeah. Shoot, there's another part I thought was funny and I can't remember what it is anymore. But yeah, I could say I was very surprised by how much I like this movie. I think giving, at least for me, I think giving Teen Titans Go a longer period, a longer runtime, actually kind of helps it, because when watching the show, it's just 11 minutes of screaming. But in the movie, there's times where they can just have a quiet moment and just kind of let the mood just kind of chill for a few minutes, and I think that helps kind of
the pacing and stuff.
Yes, pacing. Thank you. it very much helps with the pacing.
Yeah, I mean, movies need to have stuff like that to just let everything breathe out for a while.
Right, it just needs to breathe.
Process, what's going on, let the characters kind of do whatever or something like that, I guess.
Yeah, and honestly, this movie kind of goes at a pretty brisk pace. I don't think it's even a full 90 minutes. It's
no.
It's a little under 90 minutes. So
kind of under.
So I mean, it gets in, does what it needs to do, and gets out. I mean, spoilers for the ending here. They even try to rush out on that.
Yeah, they do.
They start chanting they just chant for the credits to come.
I just love that ending. It's the best.
He's tries to keep going on a dramatic speech. He's like, no, you made your point, man. We want to go home. So,
yeah, that's it. That's all
people are already leaving.
Oh, man.
So that's kind of funny.
Yeah, I laughed.
Yeah. I thought the one thing I thought was kind of funny, and it kind of goes back to another DC animated film. So in Lego Batman, they finally let Billy D. Williams be Two-Face, even if it was for like a few lines. So, which was they recasted Two-Face in the old Batman movies. I thought it was really funny, even though they did nothing with it. But it was funny as a reference to people who know what it was that they let Nick Cage be Superman finally. Anybody listening to this, if you have not seen the Tim Burton Superman Nick Cage pictures, please go look that up because they're horrendous. But
oh man,
what could have been?
Ooh, yeah. I mean, I haven't watched any of the old superhero movies or like much superhero movies in general.
Mm-hmm.
I think the ones I've watched in recent memory that I actually enjoyed, by the way, are Guardians of the Galaxy and Deadpool.
Yeah.
Because I just preferred like comedy and stuff. Like mostly superhero movies are just kind of dark and like boring. Just like, oh, everything sucks. We got to do this or else the world is destroyed.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Marvel does pretty well balancing comedy and drama in their recent slew of movies. So I'm all caught up on the MCU. I totally agree with you when it comes to DC's movies, because pretty much after Justice League, I'm like, I'm kind of done with DC movies unless like one really looks good. Like,
Shazam. I want to see Shazam.
Shazam looks funny. I'll give Shazam
really
a
fun.
chance.
Yeah, definitely.
But I have no interest in seeing Aquaman.
Yeah, me neither.
And I'll wait for a trailer for Wonder Woman 2, because I like the first one, but I don't know.
I wanted to see the first one, but I never got a chance, so I might take a look at that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It gets pretty superhero-y cliche at the end, but for like 90% of the Wonder Woman movie is really good.
Right. That's
but
good,
speaking of Marvel, I thought it was really kind of odd how much they took deliberate jabs at Marvel in this movie.
They did. Fucking Stan Lee's in that movie.
that I lost my shit because I thought that was so fucking random. Actual Stan Lee just jumps into a scene, like in the background of a scene waving at you, and I thought it was like, oh, that's funny. It's Stan Lee in the background because he makes cameos of
waving in the background. He fucking runs up to the camera and points at him. So.
And it's like, I thought they were just making a joke, like, oh, this character looks like Stan Lee, so that's what they... No, it's actually Stan Lee by name, and then he freaks out because it's like, oh shit, this is a DC movie, and he runs away.
Yeah, right.
But then he comes back because he just likes to cameo and things.
Yeah, he just likes cameos. It makes him money.
Yeah, so, like, one of the bad guys mistakes the Titans for the Guardians of the Galaxy, and they're aware that that's a different universe, and they make the whole joke about how Deadpool is a ripoff of Deathstroke, and
yeah, right.
And so they keep calling him Deadpool.
I'm pretty sure you're Deadpool. Look at the camera, say something inappropriate.
And then there's like an even offhand mention, like, where the superheroes are building the Doomsday Machine and they eat all their craft services table, and they're like, hey, let's go steal Spider-Man's food. So it's just weird. And I even noticed, it's not even a direct reference, but when they're doing the whole going back in time and stopping everyone's origins, there's a scene where they just, like, these turtles are crawling out of a sewer to some ooze, they just turn the turtles around.
Yeah, right.
It's like they stopped the Ninja Turtles.
It's like out of nowhere.
So, yeah, I mean, I think anyone who's a fan of Teen Titans Go will love this movie. But I can just say, as someone who really does not like the TV show, I think the movie is a vast improvement over it.
Yeah,
I think a lot of the jokes, especially because they are very aware, like, of what they are. They know they're silly and no one takes them seriously. I mean, it's kind of the plot of the movie.
Yeah, right. It reminded me a little bit of one episode in the show where it's like the Young Justice comes on, is in the episode. And it's like they berate them for just not taking anything seriously.
So they become super serious.
Yeah, right. I love that episode so much.
Like,
so
outside of the few random episodes that I've seen around when other people, but like the ones I've sought out like on my own are the ones where they're like making fun of themselves like that. Like I've seen that episode. I think the entire scene where Control Freak shows them the old TV show,
Oh,
and then they're
right,
like,
right,
"Oh my
yeah.
god, this is so much better."
Oh, he looks so cool.
So I think when they're aware, it's weird because self-aware humor is so hard to pull off.
Overplayed.
It's overplayed,
Yeah.
and it's really hard to pull off. But I think, especially in this movie, I think most of the time they're DC is aware of their screw ups, and how the Teen Titans is the at least this incarnation is kind of seen as a joke by most people. But they full on embrace that, and it's
Yeah, I don't care.
yeah. Batman and Superman make a sequel where they hug. But I mean, yeah. And I'm sure you guys, anyone who's listening to this, have seen the clip going around online. There is a mid-credit stinger where the original Teen Titans just show up and say,
Yeah,
"Hey, we think we found a way back."
Yeah, that's real. That actually happened.
Yeah. So what does that mean? Are we getting a season 6? Which
I saw a tweet where it was like, "Oh, if this movie makes 250K, we'll make a season 6."
yeah, because like all the voice actors like, hey, we talked to the people at Warner Brothers. If Teen Titans Go does well enough, they'll give you whatever you want. So, I mean, I guess we'll have to see. But I think honestly, because DC's doing their own streaming service, where they're going to be putting the new season of Young Justice up, I wouldn't be surprised if they say, hey, we're putting in the new season of the original Teen Titans up on this too.
Yeah, that could get like people on there.
Yeah, that might get me to pay for it, because
Yeah,
I don't give a shit about their angsty live action Teen Titans show, but give me the old show back and I will gladly pay your subscription service. Plus getting a new season of Young Justice, sign me up.
I still gotta watch Young Justice. Everyone talks about how great it is.
Oh my god, Young Justice is amazing. Season 2 is kind of weird because it does like a weird time jump.
Really?
But it's still really good, and it always pissed me off. It ended on a cliffhanger.
That's me with. No, never mind. That's something different. I was about to bring up Symbionic Titan because I watched episodes of that. Like I think 2 months ago, and it's so good. It's really good. Yeah, and then they just cancel it, and now there's no more.
Oh,
We'll never get any more episodes.
Because they sold it to the government.
I understand why Nolan is so upset about that.
Dude, my wife is upset about that. She loves that show. Pretty much anything Gendy makes.
It's really good. It just works so well. The characters are great. The action is just like really well done. Everything just works in general.
Yeah. But yeah, Teen Titans Go to the movies. Surprisingly, not as bad as I expected.
It has a 90 on Rotten Tomatoes. All right.
Yeah, it has a surprisingly high approval rating, which I was not expecting.
I was waiting for critics to just shit all over it.
A lot of the critics I've read have been really kind to it.
Yeah, especially AV Club. I read their site. They really like Teen Titans Go over there. They gave us like a B over there. So
Nice.
That's cool.
Well, Richie, do you have any final thoughts before we wrap it up here?
Oh, is it over already?
I mean, if there's more you want to talk about, then we can certainly keep going.
Is there really anything I have to talk about? I know there's probably something that I wanted to bring up, but I already can't remember it. God damn it.
It's the curse of this show. We can never remember what we want to talk about until after we stop recording.
Yeah, exactly. He's like you close it. It's like, fuck, I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, like 5 things I just thought of. I'm like, damn it.
Oh man. Oh yeah, there was this. You know that part in the movie where they were like talking about if we hadn't like formed the team, we would have been doing like all this other stuff. Like Raven would have been destroying the world. Like Beast Boy would have been living in the garbage or something. Cyborg would have been like a football player or something.
Yeah.
In the movie where it's like that big climax where everything just kind of falls apart, we never really see any of that because Robin goes to make his movie and everyone else just goes their separate ways. So we never really see what they're doing. I thought that was weird.
Yeah, because you're right. Because they make a whole thing about that, and even when they leave, they're muttering to themselves like about what they have to go do now, which is all that. And then you don't see them until
they just pop out of nowhere again.
Yeah, because Slade blows up Titan's tower, and Robin's like, "I've been a fool. I hope you can forgive me." And then they just show up right behind him. They're like, "We're back. It's all good."
It's fine. We didn't
go
far.
It would have been cool if they even had just like a little flash, like a little montage of like this is what they're doing. I mean, I don't need like full in depth, but at least show us what you promised us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If I can't think of anything else, that's probably it. Oh no!
Oh no!
I just. I remember all this stuff at the last minute. Back to the Doomsday Device scene where all the superheroes are like guarding the thing. After they like all go off and like they're trying to destroy it and something, Superman comes back, and then what was it? They know there's like we know your weakness, and they just like pour a bunch of kryptonite.
Dude, that was fucked up. They just start throwing kryptonite at Superman. He's just laying on the ground twitching, and it's like, dude,
it's like, oh my god,
they're gonna kill him.
It's literally his the thing that could kill him.
Yeah, he's just like on the ground. And I just want to say how much they shit on the Atom in this because they kill him at least twice.
Yeah, they step on him. They run him over with the cart.
Yeah, like he's like trying to stop. He's like trying to stop them from getting away in the cart. So he just splats on the windshield.
He's just like wiping it off.
And I love that Patton Oswalt was the Atom.
Oh yeah, he was. I remember. I recognize.
They had like so many random like celebrity voices in this.
Yeah, that's funny. Another scene I like was with Shia LaBeouf. Well, quote unquote Shia LaBeouf, where they're just fucking beating the shit out of him.
It's like they see the guy dressed up as Slade, so they beat him up, and he's like, I was like, no guys, it's me, Shia LaBeouf. They just keep beating the crap out of him.
Oh man,
it's like, what did Shia LaBeouf ever do except make a bunch of really bad Transformer movies?
Yeah, basically, and other things. I mean, goddamn, he watched all movies in one sitting, for God's sake. I mean, give him some fucking credit.
It's true. He's being a weird hobo beard man now. I don't know what he's up to.
Yeah, I wonder if he still has a bag on his head.
Maybe. He's an actual cannibal.
Yeah. Wait, is he really?
No.
I hope you're joking.
Yes, there's just a song called "Actual Cannibal" Shia LaBeouf, and then they made a music video in it, and he appears at the end of the music video clapping, like they're doing a stage play of it. I love that so much.
Yeah. I think that's it. If I remember anything, it's my fault.
It's all good. But yeah, guys, there you go. That's a review of Teen Titans Go to the Movies. Actually, pretty fun.
Yeah, go watch it. It's fun.
Yeah, go watch it.
Give it your mates a bit. It'll be the best $13 you've ever spent.
Yeah, I for a movie I wasn't expecting to like, and I can't believe I'm actually recommending people go check out. I think there's worse ways to spend an hour and a half.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, Richie, thank you so much for coming on with us this week.
It's my pleasure. This is my first podcast, actually.
Yeah. Well, you did very well.
I'm surprised I did because I don't usually talk that much.
It's all good, man. You can't talk any less than my usual co-host. So come back, Kyle. I miss you.
Yeah, Kyle, whoever you are. I don't
Yeah.
really know you.
It's all good. All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening to the show this week, and we'll catch you all again next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
I miss you. Mwah. Mwah.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Ink and Paint Club podcast. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can catch a new episode every week. Also be sure to follow us on our Facebook and Twitter so you can keep up with the show. Links are in the description. We'll see you next week.